with all of your reading levels, just where your kids are now. It doesn't have to be based on the Fountas and Pinnell running record specifically. It's just your preponderance of evidence and where you are instructing your students now in group. So we're going to start with a little perspective. And while you watch this, I just want you to, when we're done, just sort of popcorn out some takeaways from this video.
So I'm not the only one that's
So what was your takeaway? What popped out to you right away with that one?
reality. The reality of it.
Okay.
When you can't go to the bathroom.
I think the
20 of them
goods and the bad. I mean, you know, there's great things, and then there's some things that are a little bit unnerving about teaching. So,
Yeah, there are. But it's worth it.
Right. And
For our kids, right?
Yeah.
And I know I've had conversations with several of you, and we're like, what are we going to do? We're like in a tornado, and all day long, and then you sit down to do an assessment, and you're like, they know 35 sight words. Like, it worked, you know? And so it makes you feel really good. And Ms. McKagan, I'm looking at you, because we've had a lot of those conversations recently, right? Like, they are learning. And when it comes down to it, that's what's most important. And that's why data is so important. Not only to help us know where to go, but to help us celebrate the good things that are happening. So today, let's look at our norms here. We'll honor time. We make decisions with the question in mind, what's best for our students. We reflect on student data and the outcomes of the decisions. We agree to disagree. We show respect and trust one another. And everyone attends and actively participates. Today, I really want us to focus in on this one. When making decisions, we will ask the question, what is best for the students and student achievement? We will look at our data, determine our student strengths and weaknesses, and plan lessons based on those. And that's what today's all about. It's looking at the reading data, zeroing in on where we can really make the greatest impact and plan for that. All right. So if you guys will take a minute, and some of you are Johnny on the spot already writing down your names, but if you will go ahead and take the time to place each student's name up on the data chart of where you are instructing them right now in your guided reading groups. We'll take about 3 minutes probably to do that. If we need more time, we'll add to it.
Yeah.
Put the letter on the sticky, we can come around and help you.
What you got?
You're on the one. Sorry.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. What about it? We're recording, right? Recording.
Yes, guys. I felt like that song. You would not have that song on that. So as Ms. Cochran is finishing up her stickies there, just kind of take a moment and think about what you notice. What's going on our grade level?
The majority are,
They're meeting.
meeting, yeah.
So the data tells us that a lot of our kids are at above grade level and at being a level C.
But there are, it looks like there's more that's exceeding when you combine all of them that's exceeding.
Meeting and exceeding together.
Yeah.
Right,
It's
it's the
huge. But when
majority.
you go DEF, there's,
Right,
it
it's
gets a
spaced
lot
out, right.
exceeding.
Yeah.
Because they don't have to be DEF.
Right, exactly. We still have a few that are below
Mm-hmm.
D.
It looks better than our conversations have hinted at it being.
Well, we realize also on B, some of those are ELs, which means they're meeting on B. So that's where some of those are, but we still have some on A and less than A, which none of them should be there, even, so. we still have
So that
some
kind of
others
brings
there.
us to this question. What does this data not tell us?
It's not
Doesn't
just
tell us
ELs,
ELs.
and it doesn't tell us like their demographics. Are they speech and language? Are they SPED? Are they what else are they?
Exactly.
By less than A, I'm sorry.
I was just thinking that, it doesn't tell everything. Like, we might have a new student that has never been or skipped some time in kindergarten or is a transition student, that they might be picking it where they left off. So a B, if they have not had instruction, would be where they are now.
So that's
you know,
one of
where
my
they-
A's right now.
Right,
The one that
so-
started here, left, came back, and he's still an A.
Yeah.
Ms. Cochran, what do you think?
My less than A is a student that does not speak English. So, it doesn't show that as well. And then at the same time, it doesn't show students who know a certain amount of letter sounds or sight words but aren't applying. So what the issue actually really is, why they haven't.
So it shows us trends. It shows us the big picture. And I know Miss Gray went to oh, well, hold on one second. Let's do this real quick. We'll get to that in a minute. So what can we celebrate?
Well, can I say one thing? It
Yes.
also doesn't show us how far those less than A's and A's have come from where they started.
Excellent.
Because some of those that are just on A, they came in with nothing.
It doesn't show growth.
Right.
And growth is huge.
So even to be on an A for some of them is huge.
Yeah.
So we can celebrate that.
Yeah.
So what can we celebrate? You know your individual celebrations up there, but what can we celebrate as a grade level?
That looks like
That's good,
I mean
yeah.
C and D, E and F. They're all it's moving. You can see the progression moving along.
Any other celebrations? I celebrate you guys. You guys got them there. I mean, they didn't learn it on their own, and it's the hard work of teachers that get our kids to move and grow. So I'm excited about that and watching your kids doing this. It's really cool. So, where should we focus first? And I'm going to turn it over to Miss Gray real quick. She represented Miss Garrett in leadership on Monday, and we got a new initiative here, and I was excited when I talked to her about it this morning because it fits in exactly with what we're doing.
Yeah. Mr. Payne challenged us to. We looked up the DDAs and stuff, and if you guys want to look, I would highly encourage that. Pretty cool. But he encouraged us to write and create an action plan to move student achievement forward. So if we can do it in any format, and I don't mind typing it and doing it, but it has to be a thorough, systematic approach to get kids from a specific targeted group to move levels. It could be on Big 20, it could be reading, but it fit nicely into reading here since we're doing it. Has to be a baseline, has to be measurable plans, a SMART goal, and what intervention and who's going to be responsible. So that he can see that if we are actually moving those students. So he wants to see a specific group and see if we put specific interventions in place that they move along. And that's what we're doing today.
But today, it will be great to target the group. So if you're looking at this and thinking about, I mean, we want all these kids to move. We don't want anyone sticky to still be in the same place right now. Even our level Fs, we want them to be Gs or Hs by the end of the year. But if we're going to target a group as a grade level and really think about what's the one or two things we can put in place to move them forward, which group, and I want you guys to decide on that, which group do we want to target?
A or B, because those are the most.
See, I was thinking A or B, but looking like forward for first grade and how many levels that they have to move to, those Ds, getting them,
They need to be further.
you know what I'm saying, getting them further.
Moving the meets to exceed.
Yeah, moving those meets to exceeds, just because you have to jump so many levels in first
Was
grade.
it 3 levels that?
I thought it was 4 or 5.
It was a lot.
And
It's
you
the
also
grade level
lose
that
a
you have
little
to
bit
move
over
them
the
up.
summer.
Yeah.
So we want to pad it a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So when you say meet, so you're talking about your C's meet now, so you're gonna target your C group because they're meeting now. You want to make sure they're meeting